Hello, Mr. Ravi. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, Mr. Ravi. Thank you so much for asking. Um, what exactly do you do, Mr. Ravi?
I work in IT company, so I live in abroad in Canada. So
Okay. So, why this interest in sewage treatment? Any particular reason? Or is there a burning problem?
um, I think we ought to know we have to because we are societies. It's a mix of 10 houses, so the it's getting filled automatically within like few days. And also, I think there is a necessity from the municipal corporation, I guess. So that's what I got to learn. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And where are you from?
I'm from Hyderabad only.
And nice, very nice. Okay, we are also based out of Hyderabad. Okay, so let us begin. Other participants may join in due course of time. Looks like we have more participants. Mr. Nagesh and Mr. Divakar, welcome to both of you. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, Andy.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for arranging this call.
Yeah. Mr. Divakar, good morning and welcome. So we'll begin. The agenda is very simple. We don't have a predefined agenda. This is something where first we'll define why we are talking about sewage treatment, why it is absolutely essential, and then what is wrong with existing treatment plants, be it municipal, be it our own individual private treatment plants. And if you're planning for something, how we should go about doing the same thing in a manner that is more sustainable. Okay. So do you have your concurrence to begin?
Yes, please.
Okay. Uh, I'm just sharing the agenda. Agenda is very, very simple, right? A small welcome note and what we're going to cover today. Why an STP is required, right? Let me talk about why an STP is required. Now, we all talk about air pollution everywhere. What is not defined and what is more threatening is the water pollution, because air pollution has an impact immediately. You will be able to know that there is an air pollution. No, the air that you breathe is not good. Your lungs start complaining. Whereas water pollution is much more stringent and much more impactful. It's quite dangerous. Okay, how? Let me explain. If any one of you have come from any rural place, you would notice that in any village or town, in summer, all the lakes dry up. Whereas in all the cities, no lake dries up completely in summer. There is still water in the lake in summer. Now, where is this water coming from? If you look at the origin of the water coming into lakes in any town or city, it is nothing but raw, untreated sewage going into the lake from nearby residential complexes, residential, commercial, industrial. If you look at our Hussain Sagar, I don't think Hussain Sagar ever got dried up. It is because water is continuously flowing into Hussain Sagar from various sources, right from Kukatpalli BHEL towards this place, from Banjara Hills one side, from on the other side Secunderabad. This is all raw, untreated sewage. And while it is going into the lake, it is not exactly overflowing and going out. It is percolating into the ground. Some of this water is going into the ground. And this water is coming back into our household usage through bore wells. The borewell water, now if you're aware, I'm not sure if you're aware or not. In Bangalore, what government has done is they have diverted some of these nalas into other drains. They did not allow the nala water, that is drainage water, to come into some lakes. As a result, that entire area of borewells went dry. Once again, demonstrating that the borewell water that we are drinking or using for other purposes like bathing, washing of clothes is partially treated or untreated raw sewage. Now, okay, this is one part. It is coming into our borewells and it is impacting us. Second is this water is going into some nearby drain, and these nearby drains ultimately go into one big river or stream like what we have in Musi in Hyderabad. This water is becoming irrigation source for downstream villages, okay, where most of the vegetables are grown. So if you cross Uppal in Hyderabad and see, go up to BB Nagar or even maybe Chautupal, Chittal, Nalgond, all these areas are growing vegetables which are coming into the city. These vegetables contain tremendous amount of impurities, which are totally undesirable for human health. They contain nitrites, right? Nitrates in far excess quantity than what they are supposed to do. And Hussain Sagar also carries a lot of industrial wastewater, which is coming from Kukatpalli, Jidimetla, Balanagar side. This industrial wastewater also has hazardous chemicals like chromic acid, hexavalent chromium, right? These things are getting into the vegetables. There was a study done by National Institute of Nutrition at some point of time. They said the chromium levels in our leafy vegetables are 4,000 times the permissible limits. The permissible limit is practically zero or close to zero, non-existent. Whereas we have 1 to 1.5 ppm of hexavalent chromium in our green leaves that we consume. It just goes to show how dangerous it is to consume this kind of water. So it is apparent and essential for all of us to treat our sewage and then discharge into the environment. Now, most apartments have sewage treatment plants. Governments are spending tons of money on setting up sewage treatment plants. Hyderabad is setting up some 40-odd sewage treatment plants at a cost of some 1,700-1,800 crores. Now, where is all this money going? Why they are not doing the job they are supposed to do? You just look at this. Most of the sewage treatment plants that are built today are built only for one reason: compliance. Unless you have a treatment plant, your apartment complex will not get permission from municipality or permission from pollution control board. Whether it is Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, or any metropolitan city, if you take, you require municipal permission or occupancy certificate. You don't get occupancy certificate from the concerned local municipality unless you set up a sewage treatment plant. So every builder will set up a sewage treatment plant because it is mandatory for them. Now comes the next question. Who is going to operate this sewage treatment plant? This is where the catch lies. Most sewage treatment plants that we see today are not designed to be operated at optimum levels. It requires tremendous amount of resources, whether it is money or manpower or focus, time. Unless you give these three, that is money, manpower, and time, STPs are not going to work in today's environment. Why so? First, you require dedicated operators, trained operators who knows what is sewage treatment, how it works, how it has to be operated. Then it costs money to run them. You have to pay the manpower, then you have to pay the electricity bill. And electricity bill again is quite expensive. If you just look at a 50 KLD sewage treatment plant, which is essential for 75 flats or so, or if there are 100 flats in a complex, it would consume about 75 KL water, and that would require about 10 HP of power total for keeping it operational. 10 HP is equal to 5 lakhs per annum. How is it? 1 HP will be equivalent to 0.75 kilowatt. 0.75 kilowatt means if we run the 1 HP motor for 1 hour, it is going to consume 0.75 units of power. If we run it for 24 hours, it is going to consume 18 kilowatt, 1 HP. So if I am running my 10 HP STP for 24 hours, I am going to consume 18 multiplied by 10, 180 kilowatt. That is 180 units of power every working day. If I multiply this 180 with 30 days in a month, it's going to cost me 180 into 3, 5,400 units per month. And 5,400 units per month at 10 rupees a unit, which is the commercial rate, is almost 54,000. Even if I take 8 rupees a unit, it is something like 49 to 50,000. This is just the power bill. So apart from this, you also have equipment maintenance, consumables, chemicals, apart from manpower. So on an average, if there are 100 flats, it would cost about 1 lakh to 1.25 lakhs to keep the STP operational. So because of this reason, most apartment associations are reluctant to run their STPs. The residents are complaining. If there are 100 flats, if it is costing 1.25 lakhs, that means every apartment is going to pay 1,200 rupees only towards STP maintenance. We don't have that kind of heart, unfortunately. Or we don't have that kind of disposable income. If we have more disposable income, probably yes. But what I have seen is even in high-end independent villa projects where money, we assume, is not a problem, the will is not there. The social responsibility, the awareness that if we don't treat this water, it is going to impact us directly and indirectly. This is lacking. So our effort today is first create an awareness as to why we need to treat the sewage. Okay. Then comes the question of skill. What is skill required to run the STP? You require operators who are trained and who need at least some basic direction as well as some regular monitoring, whether it is working properly or not. Even if you pay money to your O&M contractor, like what government is doing. Why municipal STPs are failing? It is not because they don't have will or they don't have money. It is because there is no proper supervision. Just like any other government work, if there is no supervision, nothing happens. The contractor simply pockets the money and there ends the matter. All the water goes untreated into the nearby lake or river. This is exactly what is happening in most municipal sewage treatment plants. And one of the other culprits is the way government works. They give the tender to the lowest contractor, L1 they call. So government has no option. How is this guy, lowest guy, coming and pitching? Instead of hiring 10 people, he would hire 8 people, 5 people just to get the tender. Once he gets the tender, he will switch off the system and put it in bypass. Water is coming, going out, no treatment. So how to change all this? First, we understood why we need to change this. Because if we don't, we all are going to become victims of wastewater treatment. And the unfortunate problem is we don't even realize that this has been caused because of our untreated sewage. Without exception, all of us are directly or indirectly suffering because of this untreated sewage problem. We can't wish it away. Okay. Now the next thing is, what can we do about it? The first thing that we need to do is build awareness among every person, every user. We are all users, right? If government STP is not working, I have a responsibility to take up with government. If I'm nearby, if I'm living nearby, if it is foul smelling, I need to put up a complaint, right? We need to fight. And if my apartment STP is not working, I should be the first person to point out. I should raise a finger and say, yeah, this is not working. This is not the thing to do. Let us start working on that. Education. Now, second is, don't plan an STP only for the sake of permission. Intend to use it. Today, what is happening? People are putting up STPs only for the sake of permission. We are talking about the builder's perspective. Builder wants to get the permission. So they go for the cheapest possible technology. Well known, something that works, doesn't work, he is not bothered. As long as he gets the permission, it is okay with him. Right. So what kind of technologies will have sustainability? When I say sustainability, it is not only in terms of being environmental friendly, being pocket friendly, being technology friendly, something that requires very little manpower. If possible, something that requires no manpower at all, something that requires no power at all, if power is going to cost us more, right? Technologies are evolving. It is for the builders to come forward and say, yeah, I need this sustainable technology. Initially, the sustainable technology might be a little bit more expensive, 5-10%, but they should come forward and adopt it for 2 reasons. Most builders are forced to today take up operation and maintenance for at least 1 or 2 years. When you consider this cost, sustainable technologies are in fact cheaper than traditional technologies. Any new technology, when it comes, it tends to be a little bit more expensive, and as volumes pick up, the prices come down. Okay, so this is the agenda. Now, at Indus EcoWater, we specialize in sewage treatment using sustainable technologies. Very little manpower, practically fit and forget. I would not like to sell my STPs because that is not the agenda item here. Just for the record, such technologies are available and we are experts in such technology. But I'm not trying to sell the technology here because this is not the platform. Here the agenda is first create awareness, then answer your questions. Each one of you might have attended this webinar with a particular agenda in mind. Maybe some of you are planning for an STP, some of you already have an existing STP, some of you are looking into getting into STP business. Whatever is the issue, right? I am here to address those concerns. Okay, now I'll take your questions. I'll stop sharing my screen. I'll take your questions.